I'm in production, and I chose it because my talents seem to have a mix between both design and implementation. So I'm a little good at art, a teeny little bit good at programming, and I like to design things. I chose FIEA because there are very few graduate programs that aren't fly-by-night organizations, and FIEA really looked promising. I had my nose into it from the beginning when they first presented at UCF, and I was really excited about it. Well, as a rule I found as producer, I could be anything. I could work on sound today, I could work on level design tomorrow, I could work on dialogue the day after that. In previous projects, I've worked on level design, I've worked on assisting the programmer with things in the game, altering values in the code to help balance gameplay or help adjust camera values. I've also worked with the artists to help them with their design, conceptualizing things, and also playtesting. Well, a good producer, I think, above anything else, needs to have discipline. At FIEA, the one thing you'll experience is you'll have 25 hours worth of work to do in 12. So you need to really decide how much to get done at what times to make sure your projects come out on top and look good in the end. I had always heard that FIEA had a very strong work ethic, a very work hard, play hard, and I found it to be true. So in that vein, I was very not surprised, and I also expected it to be very. It's not really like anything I've had before my undergrad. The online pictures and the tour only do so much. It's not until you sit down at your desk the first day that you realize that you're going to be making games for the next semester. Probably just that I would have very little free time because I'd be working. I had never, like, undergrad really is an indication of how much one would have to work, especially in the industry, since FI is preparing you for a job in the industry. I think it's a very good representation. My biggest challenge has been balancing my schedule, trying to make sure I have enough time to come in, to get my work done, to have lunch, which I end up skipping a lot, to just basically get everything I can done without collapsing from fatigue at the end of the day. The best thing about FIEA, in my opinion, is taking something from concept, where it's just a bunch of people at a table talking about it, and then actually seeing in a few weeks someone playing that. There's nothing that can really describe going from nothing to playable concept. I had a lot of group experience in my undergrad. I was a DM student at UCF, and we had a lot of groups, and sometimes you would have people in your groups that wouldn't pull their weight or wouldn't do this, so then you would end up doing double duty, or the project would suffer in the end. At FIEA, there's none of that. Everyone, I think, is rigorously chosen to prevent that sort of eventuality, so everybody pulls their own weight, and the project really turns out good at the end. Probably self-discovery, I think, finding out what I prefer, because when I came into FI, I had a vague idea of what I wanted to do, and through experiencing what each team does and what's required from each person on a project, I found specific areas that I had strengths in that I didn't know I had, and the faculty was really helpful with that as well. I found out that my strengths lie in scheduling and organization, so now I think I'm going to focus myself on production design, helping design how the game will be made, the scheduling for that, the planning out what will be made at what times and things in that nature. And I had no idea before FIEA that that's what I would probably end up doing, what I was good at. Well, I've heard there's a lot of lateral motion in the game industry. I could start off as scheduling and end up in quality control or end up in design for all I know. So I think my degree will definitely get put to work, and I think half the fun is not being able to know exactly where I'll be once I graduate, or once I spend a few years doing one job, and where I could be even outside the game industry entirely. Yes, I would say prepare, enjoy your free time while you have it, but make no mistake, the work you do, it's hard for a reason, and by the time you graduate, you're going to be more prepared than anyone else coming out of any similar program in the country. My favorite game that I'm playing is probably Fallout 3, because I've been waiting for it for a long time. I was a big dork and got collector's edition with the art book and the lunchbox, and I've already beaten it a few times, and I keep playing it. And there's just so much in the game that I haven't seen. I even had to buy a strategy guide for it.